What is up, guys? Welcome to the very first Q&A video, the monthly Q&A video. We are doing this one. It went out to the supporter group, the Most Athletic Club first. I think we had around, I don't know, 40, 45 questions, something like that. We opened it to anything. Now, next month, we will open it up to you guys on the public page, so you can ask any questions. And we're going to try to get to as many as we can to not, hopefully we don't have a huge super long video, but I will try my best. Also, you guys can see behind me here, that's my bed. There's no green screen. So, there you go, man. And anyway, I have the questions on my phone here. We're going to go through one by one and do our best to answer all of them. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Look forward in the future so you guys can ask your questions as well to get to know me a little bit better. We're gonna go ahead and start. First one. Oh, hold on. Timing line. We gotta, dude, hold on. Let's set the mood correctly, man. You guys already know about that pumpkin spice life. This will get me, this will set the mood for these questions. Okay? There we go. We're gonna have to get a new candle soon. Anyway, we're gonna try to do this in one cut too. Keep it as natural as possible. Anyway, question number one comes from Kyrie. I'd love to know your experiences, both positive and negative, growing up as a halfy kid. Okay. By halfy, she means half Filipino, half American. Okay, for those that didn't know, I'm half Filipino, half American. I grew up in a very military-oriented family. My dad was U.S. military, so I was born in the U.S., but we moved all over and all the time. But two of the places that I spent most of my time was Japan. So I lived in Japan for 7 years, and then a small town in the United States. So it was called Emmitsburg. It was Iowa, actually. That's where I spent a lot of my time. But as far as experiences go as a halfie, I mean, you grow up with two cultures. So you got your American culture and you have your Philippine culture, and you're kind of being exposed to both as you grow up, because my mom is Filipina and my dad is American. So sometimes we had they had different ways of raising us, or different values, different morals and things like that. And honestly, I appreciate it, because if I was being raised as a full American, I guess, without the Filipino parenting side or moral side, I don't know, I probably would have turned out a little bit differently. But it also was really cool, especially growing up, to be able to go and visit the Philippines. I think my first visit in the Philippines, I was 12 or 13, and it was a huge culture shock, actually. First time coming to the Philippines, man, that was actually what it did is it made me realize how fortunate we were in the US, because something as simple as toilet paper was a big deal, or flushing toilets was a big deal. And so I was actually culture shocked the first time I came to the Philippines, and I met cousins and family here and stuff. And to this day, I won't forget those experiences. And even living in the Philippines now for 7-8 years has really shaped me. So I appreciate being a halfy kid, I guess. I got to see a lot of things, a lot of cultures, and also travel the world, as far as growing up with my dad being in the military. So also, Filipino food is bomb. Okay, question number two from Tress Cress. What made you go back here in the Philippines and build a career here? Expectations versus realities. Okay, good question. Some of you guys know the story. So I actually moved to the Philippines back when I was 21 years old. So to be honest, it was kind of a shot in the dark. It was basically a big risk for me. Okay, I had a choice when I was at that age, 20, to either go to college in the U.S., right, which would require me to take loans, or have kind of student debt and stuff, and I could have either done that, or I could go and take a chance and basically move to the Philippines, considering I'm a dual citizen and everything. And so what happened is, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take the risk. I worked 2 jobs when I was 20 years old. I worked at a a place that they made like healthy smoothies. And if anyone knows Smoothie King in the US, that's where I worked. So I worked at Smoothie King and I worked at a Thai restaurant. I was a waiter. I saved up for like months to be able to buy a plane ticket to move to the Philippines on my own. I ended up reconnecting with a friend and he let me move into his place. So I had a roommate for a while. Everything was on a big risk and a chance, man. I'm telling you. And some of the decisions you make when you're younger, you're kind of like, dude, did I really just do that? Did I really just buy a ticket and like move halfway across the world? You know, with like, I think I had like maybe 3,000 US dollars saved up or something like that. No guaranteed job, no guaranteed like anything. But I knew there was opportunity out here. And if I did want to go to school, I knew it would have been cheaper or, you know, cheaper compared to the US. And I just got really lucky, man. I got really lucky, but it was also a result of a lot of hard work. So a lot of you guys know this story. First week I moved back to the Philippines, I got offered a modeling job, right? Sorry, I have something in my nose. I got offered a modeling job, which also offered me a free gym membership. And actually, in the beginning, I was like, I don't care if I get any modeling jobs. I want this free gym membership, right? So I signed up for that, and then also I got lucky. I ended up getting jobs. I did some fashion shows, some magazine shoots, some commercials, stuff like that, to where I could actually start saving money. And then shortly after that, I was into the gaming scene as well for League of Legends, and you know, played in some tournaments and stuff, and had some earnings from that. And then after about a year or so of all that, I was like, you know what, I got to go to college. And that's when that started. So that was the whole reason for moving in the Philippines. It was kind of a risk, but it was also the fact that I didn't want to go to school in the US and borrow money, you know, and have this huge student loan. So I had to think of my options, and that's why I ended up moving. And it ended up, part of it was luck and part of it was a lot of hard work too. I mean, even now, 7-8 years later, like I'm still, you know, putting in time and effort into making it work here. So thank you for the question. Next one will be from Carlos. Carlos, what are your favorite games since you were a kid and now? So my favorite game, man, my favorite game ever, honestly, and I think a lot of people can probably relate. I had the Game Boy, was my first like little console thing. So I had the Game Boy, and the first game ever that I had was Pokemon Red. Yeah, it was Pokemon Red, had Charizard on the little cartridge, man. I played that thing probably like good 300-400 hours, to be honest. And that really pulled me into gaming. And then and up to now, honestly, up to now, like I love Mobile Legends. You guys know I love Mobile Legends, but my favorite game of all time is always going to be World of Warcraft. I've been playing it for 15, 16 years. Huge part of my life. I've met a lot of great people on it. And, you know, that's where Kyoto's from too. So I met Kyoto through WoW. And I'm going to keep playing it. I mean, the game's 16 years old. I'm still playing it. And I see myself playing it for the next 5 years. Who knows? Who knows? Like, I don't know how long they're going to keep making expansion packs. But yeah, that's my favorite game. Thank you. Next one. Who is this from? Young Hoi Lee. How to be so handsome and charismatic like you? Well, dude, honestly, here, let me give you a real answer to this, okay? Because I was gonna just give you a joking answer. I'll give you a real answer. If you want to be a more confident or handsome or charismatic or anything like that, honestly, man, just start reading, start reflecting, reading self-development or personal help stuff, you know, stuff that can actually benefit you or help you is probably a good choice. And also, man, working out, I would say this, like my body has constantly changed throughout the years, right? But the one thing that is constant is I'm always working out. Of course, I've had different goals here and there, but when you work out and you put time into taking care of your body, your health, and all that stuff, it builds your confidence, man, because when you feel good about yourself, it's much easier to be charismatic or to be confident or, you know, to be these things. I wasn't always like that. Honestly, in high school too, even though I was an athlete and stuff, like I still had my fair share of, you know, self-doubt and all that. But I think if you really want to be charismatic as a person and just like more confident, which is automatically, like if you're a confident person, you're automatically more handsome. You know what I mean? So just start taking care of your body, your health, man, and you know, start reading some self-development stuff, self-help, personal growth, like all that stuff. Like I have a ton of books I could recommend you too. So, but yeah, there you go. Maria Anna, if given the chance to be a caster in tournaments ML, will you take it? That's a good question. I get asked that a lot, actually. I think I would try it. I did do like 1 or 2 for League of Legends, but I don't know, because I don't know if I can be like, you guys know, like I like to pretend commentate like in my own streams and games, but I don't know if I could do it like on a professional level, you know, with like the professional vibe and everything. But it'd be fun to try. So if I ever had the chance, I would probably try it. John Jacob, what do you eat to be that buff? Well, dude, eat a lot of protein. I do eat rice. I eat carbs. You know, I pretty much eat everything, man. If you want to, if whatever your goal is with your body, all you have to do is just consider the amount of calories you're taking in. Because if you want to lose weight, burn more calories than you take in. If you want to gain weight, eat more calories than you burn. Okay. But my favorite is chicken. There you go. Almar Reyes, let's stir the pot just for fun. Oh no, I saw this, or I actually saw a glimpse of this, man. Okay, let's stir the pot just for fun. If push comes to shove and you need to save one of your mods, who will you save and why? Oh no. Okay, mods. Dang. Mods, don't be mad at me, okay? I love you guys all equally. But if I had to save somebody, dang, this is hard, man. If I had to save somebody, you know what? I would probably have to save... Whoo, dude, this is hard. I know they're gonna say something. Okay. If I had to save a moderator, I would probably save Jamie. Do you know why? Here's why I would save Jamie. I would save Jamie because he's known as being Facts 101. Okay, Jamie has all the facts in the world, and I feel like Jamie's that type of guy that if I went up to him, was like, ask him any question, he could give me a detailed answer. Okay, but that's really hard. That you stir the pot, buddy. I love you guys all. Okay. Next one. Dane Haas, what is your biggest challenge as a streamer, knowing that it's very hard to build a non-toxic and loving community like this? Man, that's been one of the hardest things. Going into streaming, it like you guys already know, I talked about this before, and I constantly talk about it. Having a solid community is literally my goal. I don't care about the viewer count or anything like that. Sure, it's nice to have, lots of viewers, but at the same time, it's much more enjoyable for me as a streamer to have a community that actually gets along with each other, that actually communicates with each other. You guys know each other's names. Like if I just look at the chat and you guys are conversing amongst yourself while I'm in the middle of a rank game, hey man, that's a win for me, you know, and that is the result of the past almost year of streaming and focusing on community, you know what I mean? So that has been very hard, and I think dude, honestly, I think it's something that's rare today. Like you will see it in some streams, but I think it's very rare to see that, especially with Mobile Legends streams, because you guys know most of the Mobile Legends streams are, you know, Pengiskin or ID spams or anything like that. So it's been very, very heartwarming to see the community develop into what it is today, the Sue fam, and I thank you guys for that. All right. What inspired you to wait, this is from Shyla Munoz, aka Honey Butter. What inspired you for your passion in teaching, especially in special education? I've always wanted to be a special education teacher. I've always wanted to be a teacher ever since I can remember. But I wanted, when I decided that I wanted to be a special education teacher, was in high school. So we had a special education department, and I actually ended up working closely with some of the kids who had special needs, because they were in band. I was in band. One of them was really into football. I was on the football team, so we got to interact with them during high school, and it was at that time that I was like, you know what, this is probably the path that I want to choose when I do go to college for to get my teaching degree. So, and I'm glad I did, because some of the moments that I've had with my students in the past have been some amazing moments in my life. So, I couldn't be happier with that decision. It's just unfortunate right now because of Corona that I can't teach, but I would love to go back to it in the future. So, yeah. We got Chad. We got the Chad. How do you start getting people to follow you when you first started streaming? When I first started streaming, man, and this is the case with anybody that starts streaming or content creation in general, you just need to put your content out there, number one, okay? And to not worry about the following number, the viewer number, or any of those metrics, right? If you put your content out there on a consistent basis, you will eventually have people find you. And maybe part of it's luck, but a lot of it comes down to your consistency and your work ethic as far as putting your content out there, your streams or your videos. And eventually you just have to give the way that I see it, and the way that I tell people is you have, let's say you have a stream or a video, you have a very short amount of time. I would say anywhere from 30 seconds to maybe a minute, sometimes even shorter for some people, with shorter attention spans. Sometimes it might be 10 seconds to make your first impression, and basically either convince the person they should stay a little bit, maybe they should hit that follow or subscribe button, and that's how much time you have. So your content you need to think about that. Your content always needs to be engaging, or there needs to be something, because there's so many streamers out there, there's so many content creators out there, and you need to be able to impress someone within the first minute, I would say, maybe even the first 30 seconds, for them to follow you. So, by the way, don't forget to like and subscribe to the YouTube. Thank you. Okay. Juan Angelo, or Jello, like he likes to be called. In our situation in the world during a pandemic, how do you cope with stress and your mental health? What would your advice be to an anxious person like me? Okay, good question. There's a lot of mental health talk going around right now. Honestly, man, mental health, I think, is very, very important, and to constantly keep up with your mental health. You have to find something that helps you cope with it. In my case, when I'm feeling stressed, especially when I was working as a teacher and I was streaming at the same time and I was working out, that workout for me, the gym time, was my anti-stress, and it was also the thing that helped me keep everything aligned in my mind, you know what I mean? So I think it's really important to find whatever it is that makes you focused in, comfortable, relaxed, whatever you need, and to make sure that you find time in your week to do that. Maybe once a week, maybe twice a week. It could be reading, it could be going on a bike ride or a walk, or spending gaming time with your friends. It could be something, but you definitely need to find what works for you and make sure that you fit it into your schedule. That's the thing with life right now, Jello, is life is hectic, man, and the days go by so fast, and there's lots of stress with work, or just life in general. And I think it's really important that sometimes you stop and you say, okay, I need my me time right now. So for me, a daily practice is working out. That is my 30 minutes to an hour of me time to de-stress and everything, recollect. And also sometimes in the busy weeks, I like to just stop and either play some games or watch some Netflix, hang out with my friends right now online. So yeah. What inspired you to become a streamer? From Carlos. Man, honestly, my friends were streaming, and my friends used to always tell me, you should try streaming, man. You're good, you're good at talking, you're good at explaining things. You have a voice for it. So, and yeah, I just decided one day, you know what, I might as well try it, and it ended up working out. So I love streaming too. I absolutely love it. Every time I'm live, you know, whether it be 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever, I'm loving the entire time. So it's really fun for me. It's really fun to engage with the viewers. And honestly, the gameplay is second to me. I actually care more about engaging with you guys on the chat and in the stream. So yeah. All right, guys, that was all the questions. That was again from the supporter group, the most athletic club, the supporters. Thank you guys for your questions. Again, we will go ahead and post that in the public group for next month's Q&A. So if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask them again. And if you haven't yet, please do like and subscribe to the channel. If you guys like these types of videos, please do leave it a thumbs up or leave a comment, or both. Up to you. You can also share it if you want. But other than that, guys, we will see you in the next stream or video. Thank you very much. GGWP. Bye-bye.